Dear parents, we've come to a shared understanding about the phenomenon of virtue atrophy in Gen Z. This isn't an overreaction. It's a reality, one that quietly exists and deserves a gentle alarm bell. We're seeing teens who are slow to mature, not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack patience, struggle to connect with the real world, show little sense of responsibility, have low endurance, and find it hard to persist or follow through on commitments. Many lack empathy, compassion, and their memory is noticeably weaker. And as parents, we remain stuck in a loop of worry, unable to confidently hand over the keys to the temple called adulthood. Why does this phenomenon of artificial maturity exist? As parents, we must ask ourselves, why? What has led to this current state? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Let's take a moment. Let's pause, stay objective, and look deeply into the world of Gen Z. How would you describe the world they're growing up in? Could it be that the world of today's children can be described as follows? 1. Artificial. Today's youth are immersed in an artificial environment. They spend most of their time online, living in digital spaces like Instagram, TikTok, Discord, or gaming platforms like Roblox and Minecraft. With the rise of AI, they're even more deeply detached from the physical world. While this virtual life may enhance certain skills like multitasking or digital literacy, it often hinders the development of human skills, self-awareness, emotional regulation, and conflict resolution. For example, a teen might be fluent in managing a virtual team in a game, but struggle to resolve a real-life disagreement with a sibling. 2. Homogeneous. Families are smaller, multi-generational households are rare, and personal freedom is prioritized. As a result, children mostly spend time with peers. Our surveys show that kids spend over 50% of their day with friends, and only about 15% with adults. Instead of learning from older generations, they're guided by untrained peers. Maturity suffers when we only interact with those at our own developmental level. A child who's never had meaningful conversations with grandparents may miss out on wisdom that only age can offer. 3. Insulated. Children today are shielded from necessary risks, but exposed to invisible ones. Parents, schools, and society try to protect them from visible dangers: scraped knees, emotional setbacks, or academic failure. But in doing so, we deprive them of the very experiences that build resilience. Many kids now experience life through YouTube challenges or curated simulations, not through real trial and error. They play safe games labeled as adventures, but rarely face true uncertainty. When they always win, they start believing they should always win because adults won't let them fail. 4. Superficial. This generation is more like a flood than a river spreading wide, but not flowing deep. They engage in many activities at once, but quickly lose interest. They're saturated, not steady. A teen might join 5 clubs, but quit them all within a semester. They skim through content, swipe through emotions, and rarely sit with discomfort long enough to grow from it. 5. Programmed. They grow up in a world so scheduled and adult-managed that some call them orchestrated children. Rarely are they asked to interpret life on their own. Many feel lost when entering college, where no one plans their free time. A child who's always had a tutor, a coach, or a parent organizing every hour may struggle to make decisions independently. They wait for permission, not because they're lazy, but because they've never practiced autonomy. 6. Instant. Almost everything they want is available instantly: answers. Food, money, social connection, entertainment. They've grown up with the reflex of Google and the expectation of immediate gratification. Waiting feels like suffering. A teen might abandon a slow-loading app in seconds, or get frustrated when a video buffers. This impatience bleeds into relationships, learning, and even self-reflection. 7. Self-centered. Society's effort to boost their self-esteem has backfired. We've created a generation that's overly focused on themselves. They've been allowed to consume without contributing, and many have grown selfish without facing consequences. When they're the center of attention at home, it's hard for them to accept being in the background elsewhere. A child praised for every small achievement may struggle when they're just one among many in a team or workplace. So where does that leave us, dear parents? We're raising children in a world that's fast, curated, and often disconnected from the very experiences that build character. The reality is sobering but not hopeless. These virtues we worry about, patience, responsibility, empathy, perseverance, they're not gone. They're just underdeveloped, waiting for the right soil to grow. So the question becomes, what kind of environments are we creating at home, at school, and in our communities? Are we giving our children enough space to struggle, to reflect, to contribute? Are we modeling the virtues we hope to see in them? And most importantly, are we willing to slow down and be present enough to guide them, not just with advice, but with example? In our next video, we'll explore practical ways parents can help rebuild these lost virtues, not through lectures, through everyday moments, habits, and relationships that shape character over time. If this conversation resonated with you, please consider subscribing to the Mindful Parenting channel. Leave a comment below. What virtue do you feel is most missing in today's youth? And what are you doing to nurture it in your own family? Let's keep this dialogue going, because parenting isn't just about raising children, it's about raising the future.